So how did the draft end up in Detroit this year? Joining us live in studio tonight is Mark Hollis, the COO of Rock Entertainment. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you.
It's great to be in Detroit right now. You are credited as being kind of the catalyst, one of the first people who kind of got this whole idea off the ground. How did that come to be?
Well, it really started with a call from Kelly Cazell, who's with the Detroit Lions, and I walked on over to Ford Field, and she said, "I've got an idea. What do you think?" And jumped right on. We immediately went to Rod Wood with the Lions and Dan Gilbert and Bill Emerson with Rock. And real quickly, everybody was on board, moving ahead, and it's 2018 to today. Now we're 2 weeks away. It's been a long process.
So to see this coming to fruition, and it was just a vision at one point, how does that feel for you? I'd imagine very, very exciting.
There was a moment I was talking to the folks at the Detroit Sports Commission when you saw the structure start to come up out of the ground, and that made it feel real. There's been so many planning meetings that you were kind of just meeting. Now you've got a structure, and now you can kind of see what this thing is going to look like.
So this kind of started in 2018. Was it difficult to convince the NFL to do this here?
You know, it was a process. It was a lot of work. Dan Gilbert had many conversations with Commissioner Goodell, and that went a long way. I think the city saw, like we used to be, the city was working together, and events like the NCAA or the NFL, they want to see that connectivity of a city. So Claude Molinari, Mayor Dugan has been to the last two NFL drafts. He is so enthusiastic and so helpful in this whole process.
Yeah, we're coming off the heels of a very successful season for the Lions. How does that play into some of the excitement and also just the respect that we have now with the NFL?
It just brings more people that want to come, right? You've got the excitement of the local fans of Detroit. You've got Chicago with the first-round pick, so they're going to be coming from there. And we're so located in the center of so many great NFL communities that the ease of getting here, the numbers that are coming in on one pass are reaching kind of the all-time highs already, and we're still 2 weeks away.
When you think about your original vision and dream of what this would all look like, and now that you're seeing it come to fruition, how does it compare, and what are you most excited about?
Well, it's a good question. When you talk about what Roger Goodell and his team and Dan and over with Visit Detroit, it's about making this Detroit's draft. So you're going to see it activated well beyond the boundaries of what's called the perimeter, where the NFL has all of its activities. And that was the important thing. I was steadfast, this has to be downtown. It has to be in the perimeter. That's what makes us uniquely different than any of the other drafts. And it's going to bring great value to everything that's going on downtown, live, work, and play.
Yeah, I can only imagine how busy you've been, so maybe it's hard to take some of this in. What do you think this is going to do for this city after this event is over?
I think some of the things to look at, it takes a lot of patience to have an event like this, whether you're a retailer, a resident, there's patience that goes into it. In the end, more than 54 million people are going to see this on television. We're going to have 400,000 visitors that come downtown and see part of it. Like the Rocket Mortgage, like the Detroit Grand Prix, what we're trying to do with sports in Detroit is create great value for our residents, but also get the eyeballs of the world on the city of Detroit and want to come back and visit. Want to spend money here, want to do business here, and bring new business into the city. So while sports is sports, it's an important vehicle in stimulating that really connection with the city of Detroit. And people like what they see. I'm sorry, people love what they see.
So is it a sign of things to come when you look at other cities that have hosted the draft? I mean, I know we have other NCAA events coming up in a couple of years. Do you think that this is just the beginning of a line of momentum?
We had a really good line of momentum going when we had the Super Bowl and the Ryder Cup and Final Four was here. We had about a 10-year kind of absence, and yes, I do see that momentum. The 27 Final Four is coming to Detroit, which will be another big event. USGA is bringing events into Oakland Hills. All those things start to create, when outsiders choose Detroit, that's kind of a sign that you're doing the right thing, and people want to be part of our community.
Another great thing is just the fact that we've got so many people coming in, a lot of them likely coming for the first time. This is going to add some retention and maybe some more visitors in the future. They'll see something that they didn't know we had, right?
That's exactly the case, and that's what you want to kind of repeat. I think the mayor said it great today that it's going to be intense downtown. There's a lot of people that want to be part of this draft, and so many of us are accustomed to going downtown, and we've got our cadence of when do we leave home, when do we get downtown, where do we park. It's going to be very different. So it's going to be one that's, you want to come down early. You want to be there all weekend and kind of make it part of it. And it's Having people back, yeah, that's the goal. That's why we do all the events we do, whether it's RMC and everything. And our four pro teams, you know, having them all downtown is such a blessing too.
For those 50 to 60 million people that are going to be watching, what do you think that view will be like for them? We know there's going to be this great red carpet event, the Fox Theater, and the stage just downtown. What do you think that spectacle is going to look like on TV?
It's going to be amazing. When you think about the drone photos, when you think about going down Woodward, one of the greatest boulevards in the world, and you see it lit up, you see the work that Bedrock, that Kofi Bonner and Ivy Greener are doing with the Bedrock team and creating energy. Hudson's is going to be open to people for the first time to do an event down there. There's so many different private events that are kind of setting up operations of what they want to do around the big event. And that's how you see that spread and that reach. But the sights, the sounds, the energy, what's going on in Detroit, it's not going to be seen just in the United States. It's going to be seen globally. Yeah. It's becoming one of the biggest sports events that's really not sports. It's a draft.
Yeah.
We hear a lot of people talk about Lions pride. Lastly, we want to ask you just how proud you are of yourself for having this vision, and also just of the city, everyone coming together to work to make this happen.
What I'm proudest of is watching Detroiters come together and make events like this a reality. It's not easy. It's easy to say no. It's easy to put a draft in a place that's a lot easier to activate. And we got together, you know, the mayor is our leader in every way, but we get together. Dan Gilbert pushes hard on making sure this is great for everyone. That's what I'm proud of, is seeing people come together and do this at a very high level.
Well, we're so happy that you and everyone you've worked with have worked so hard over these past several years in the making, and now just 2 weeks away. We are all so excited. Thank you for coming by today, Mark.
If we could just get Ahmad to come in and give us the weather in 2 days from today,
yes, we're hoping.
It would be a lot better.
Yeah, he's got your back over there.
Okay.
2 thumbs up. Thanks so much. This is Mark Hollis from Rock Entertainment.